In this episode of Sailing Dark Angel, we beat our way down to Big Farmers Cay with a stop in Black Point, where Tim from Practical Sailor sat us down to talk about the lightning strike, life in Bahamas, and the whole crazy journey. Once we made it south, it was back to cleaning and repairs, and I slipped in for a dive with a stand-offish stingray before settling into the beauty around us. If you like our videos, please smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. It's free for you and really helps our channel. So what are we doing today, Captain Dave?
Leaving.
Where are we leaving from?
We're leaving from Big Majors.
By Big Majors spot. It was good for over a month that we were here. And what were we doing while we were here, Captain Dave?
Fixing blown up, lightning struck stuff.
Yeah. But you know what? Today, we have depth.
You can see how deep we are now.
Yep. And last night, I'm happy to report we actually had an anchor light. We haven't had one since the lightning strike, so Dave went up
6 weeks ago.
6 weeks ago. Yesterday, I hauled Captain Dave's ass up the mast again, and he fixed the anchor light and the tri-light. Full battery again.
Yay.
They did it that quick. Yeah, we're heading over to get some fuel, getting diesel and gas, and then heading out to Black Point so that I can do a little bit of laundry, and then we head out. And one of the unfortunate things that are broke on our boat that we haven't been able to fix yet is auto helm. So unfortunately, Dave is going to be steering, or myself, the whole trip.
Can I hear you now?
Oh, I can hear you.
Recording in progress.
How are you guys?
Morning, Tim.
Where are you guys right now? Are you, from the last video, I'd say you're probably around Georgetown?
No, we're at Black Point.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, our videos are about 6 weeks behind.
I'm really glad you took the time to hang out today. I really wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of things. So the Practical Sailor viewership would be very interested to talk about your lightning strike and sort of like everything surrounding that. And for my own curiosity, I think I'd like to know more about you guys, because I watched some of your videos and I was like, I like these guys. This is pretty cool.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. I think it's a great channel. I think like the Practical Sailor viewers would really like what you're doing, because it's real and they appreciate the reality.
Yeah.
We haven't got time to be fake. How do you pull that off?
We just don't have time.
I don't think people realize how much effort goes into it.
So we're leaving Black Point and we're heading on to Georgetown, but we're going to stop along the way. We're going to be stopping maybe at Oven Rock or Big Farmers. We don't know yet. It's a bit of a cloudy day, but we did have an amazing interview this morning with Tim from Lady K Sailing. That was a bit surreal. He asked some really great questions about the lightning strike, about how things are going here in the Bahamas for us, for other boaters with the increase in fees. He was also asking us a little bit of our backstory, and we updated him on that. And what happened exactly with the lightning strike, how that all went down, and what everything was damaged. So that was a 45-minute interview, and it went really, really well. We're sailing.
Sailing.
No motors. I thought we were gonna turn the engines off. Are the engines still on?
They're still on.
Oh.
Just out of here.
Yeah, it's a little bit bouncy coming around this corner. The waves are about 2 feet, because it's been a bit windy overnight. So this is what we're looking at. I don't know if you can see this or not. And we're gonna be pinching hard, aren't we?
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna have to motor, but we're making great time coming out here just sailing. But then we turn the corner, and when we turn the corner, we lose the wind, so it's gone. Okay, so what's happening now, Captain Dave?
Well, we came out around the corner and got 20 knots of wind directly on the snout, and that's just uncomfortable. So we've ducked into Jack's Bay. About a 3-mile run, took us an hour and a half to get here. Big Farmers is another 8 miles from here, and that's not going to be any better. So I guess we're going to ride out this swell for a couple of days.
Yeah, we're going to ride it out here, because if we're going to be beating all the way there and it's going to be the same, then what's the point? might as well just sit here for a day, get some work done, and then maybe head out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's private here.
Yeah, it's private here.
You can have a shower.
Yeah. The other thing is that there's not tour boats going past us and making it even worse. So
Tour boats and crew boats and all kinds of wake. We are continuing the journey to Big Farmers Cay.
excellent. We're leaving Jack's Bay. Bye, Jack's Bay. It was a little bit bouncy, but you know what? We were protected pretty good. There was only a couple of times last night where you get waken up from the rocking, the bouncing. Only a couple times, which is not bad when the winds are this high. We're looking at winds between 15 and 20 knots. I believe Dave's going to put out the jib, hopefully, depending on if we're getting the wind on the nose or not when we get around this corner at White Point. Yeah. So we're coming around White Point. I can't even imagine what it would have been like to be on anchor on the other side in this kind of wind. Because right now it's pretty windy, it's pretty white-cappy out there. But yeah, we're just taking around the corner and heading on down to Big Farmers. So where are we now, Captain Dave?
Big Farmers Cay.
Big Farmers Cay.
Kids.
Yeah.
Goats, mostly. And a hammerhead shark.
Yeah, and a hammerhead shark. Every now and again, you'll hear roosters out there too. But this anchorage is a lot calmer than I expected it to be, which is awesome.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. So we're gonna get some work done, and we're gonna just enjoy being on the calm water for a little while before we start heading south again.
Think maybe finally we got a nice day. What do you think?
This is what we're out here for. This. It is amazing right now. Even with the clouds rolling by, it's all good. So, what are we doing today, Captain Dave?
I've gutted the AIS, our ICOM AIS, because it won't turn on. It starts to turn on, then turns off. So I thought I'd check the power pins on the connector. We've got power on the connector. There's power coming through to the board, but I'm going to take a look at the pins right here. These are the power pins. There's 3 pins, but there's only 2 wires. One power, one ground. And okay. So I'm not sure what's supposed to be where. I'm getting power across 2 of the pins. I'm going to resolder the 3 pins and see if that helps. It was intermittent before, and now it's completely fried.
Well, after the lightning strike. So it would be amazing if Dave could fix the AIS, because that would mean that that's a pile of money that we would save in repairs since the lightning strike. So he's doing his... How much is it?
It's $1,000 for this AIS.
Yeah, so he's doing the thing now, and fingers crossed.
I bought this at an electronics store just before we left Florida. If you get an opportunity to buy at mpja.com, whatever, soldering station, pass on that. It's total junk. It doesn't even get hot enough to tin the tip of the soldering iron. Trying to resolder these pins, but the soldering iron doesn't get hot enough. Nothing. So it's not going to boot up. It is fried. It starts to boot, software version, and then ROM failed. Just another beautiful day here in Bahamas paradise. We're at Big Farmers Cay. The sun is beating down. There's almost no wind. It's gorgeous here. The water is calm and still. I mean, how beautiful is this place? Tide's low, so you can see just how far that land extends out. Can't get into the mangroves right now. There's no water in them. But you know what we can get into is the water here, because the boat's gross and needs to be scraped. and this deck is disgusting. The downside of having to do a lot of repair work on your boat is everything gets really dirty. Lisa has cleaned all the stuff off of this deck, and so now I get to go scrubbing, and while I'm scrubbing the deck,
It's boat scraping time. So I'm going to get under there and I'm going to scrape the bottom of the boat. And hopefully that works out well for me, but I'm also going to check the anchor. I've been here for a week. I haven't checked the anchor. Shh, don't tell on me.
when rust gets into gel coat, it does not want to come out. And because we only want to use cleaning products that are not harmful, we don't get quite the bite that the big industrial cleaning products get. So we end up needing is a lot more elbow grease. And that's still not clean. This has been treated twice. You see the ring from where that can of epoxy was sitting. There's another one here. So the rust gets right into the table, and we try and get it out as best we can, but you can see that the table itself needs to be refinished.
So let's go and see how the anchor is doing. And then we're also going to start scraping the bottom of our boat. So blah. All right, let's go.
Right there.
So, of course, when I first dove in, I did my charcoal check like I always do, because we have seen a hammerhead here, although that was a little while back. But this particular anchor, it's holding okay. I would be very, very happy about, you know, a 45 plus knot wind with it, but it's okay. This is the same kind of holding that we had at Thomas Cay, and we remember what happened there. We dragged there, but that was 60 plus knot winds. So for what's happening now with 10 plus, not 10 to 20 knot winds, this anchor is fine. Want to see it again? This is what it looks like. Point is that it's in a more seagrass than I'd like it to be right now, but if you look here just in front of me, which would be another 20 feet, it's more sandy here. So if I pulled up the anchor and dropped it here, it would be a bit more stable. But again, we've been here for like a week, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue. Like I said, we haven't seen anything coming in that is really bad, but I know, it's just, you get surprised with these squalls, man.
I found a gallon of non-skid deck cleaner, so I'm going to give that a try. I've never used it before. I don't even know if we bought it. You know, you go walking through West Marine and places like that, Chandler's, and go, hey, this would be good to have, and then you put it on the boat and it gets buried in behind all your other chemicals and you forget about it. So let's see if we can do something with this deck. This area over here has been scrubbed a couple of times with boat soap, but now I've put some non-skid deck cleaner over here. We're just letting it set up. There's my table after doing the rust remover, and I hope that's an improvement. I know you can't clearly see the rings anymore, which is nice, but I got an awful lot of deck to go, so I'm hoping this non-stick deck cleaner, I mean, it smells caustic. I hope it works. It's also supposed to be marine safe, just for the record. Meanwhile, this is just lazily swimming around, you know, like cruisers do. Shaving the beard off the boat. Keeping an eye on her as best I can. We're in fairly shallow water. I'm not real worried, but you always got to keep an eye out. It's fairly shallow here. I'm not really worried. I know there's a hammerhead who hangs out here, but they'll generally leave you alone. A ray came by and visited, and I think Lisa got some footage of that. But aside from that, it's a pretty quiet anchorage. Turtles and that kind of thing. It's one of our favorite places, and for good reason. To be fair, the instructions say to use fresh water, but that's in much shorter supply than salt water, so we're using salt. Still an improvement over what the deck was. Well, it's an improvement, but it's going to need to be done another couple of times. I did a couple of layers of deck wash, did the sugar scoops. The sugar scoops need way more. I don't know what that black stuff is. It just grows into the sugar scoops, and it's got to be scraped out with a wire brush. And then all this, I've done this side now with the deck cleaner over here partly. I have not done up where the helm seat is, and I've not done over here. I think you can see there's a bit of a difference. But obviously these decks need some serious TLC, and they need fresh water and a power washer, neither of which we have available. I do have a DeWalt battery operated power washer, but it's battery powered and it'll only last so long. And fresh water, we got to make what we use. So fresh water goes awful fast through a pressure washer. 3 applications of deck cleaner, a whole bunch of scrubbing with a brush, rinsing with salt water because I don't have fresh. But
going on.
It looks better than it did.
I think you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
I was doing the underwater job.
I haven't seen that yet.
No.
We're only assuming you were doing that. Could have been down there lollygagging.